Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks a lot, Ken, and thank you for tuning in to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh alongside Paul Zeise. We're taking your phone calls tonight. 412-575-2600 is the number. How about the Ballin Buccos tonight? They win 2 in a row. It's the first time they've won back-to-back games in nearly a month right now, but you can raise it. The Pirates are still one game under 500. Not a lot of people out there tonight, Paul. I'm just surprised. It's a Friday night. It's a beautiful night. And this is one subject that we've been talking about. I know KDK did a report earlier today talking about how they're down 29%. You're saying it might be even more, but they only had 23,000 there tonight against the Reds on a Friday night.
In June, mid-June, Friday night. But again, they have a credibility problem with their fans, and that's what's going to happen for the rest of the year until they prove that they're going to win. But the other part of it is they prove that they're going to try and put out a winner. I think a lot of people are bracing themselves for a couple of weeks from now if they are still sort of hanging around 500, whether or not they're going to sell off some of their best players. People would like to see them sign Corey Dickerson, for instance, to an extension. That's probably not going to happen. So, I mean, they've got a credibility problem from the standpoint of their fans no longer believe that they're legitimately trying to win. And, you know, it's exciting. They won 3-2 again. But, again, look at their record versus winning teams and look at their record versus losing teams. And, you know, it's pretty clear that whatever their record is, it's propped up by because they're beating the Reds of the world. Yeah,
and they had a good record in April. And can you blame them? I mean, look at it right now. They're, what, 4th to the bottom in payroll, 80-some million. They're $50 million under the average. You can't compete that way. I mean, I know they have a young team, and where can you upgrade? But at least do what the Brewers did. Look what the Brewers did. They added some guys. They traded for some guys. They spent money. They wrote letters to the fans saying, hey, we're going to compete in a couple years. And look where they are, in first place.
Yeah. Yeah, but the point is you got to go out and spend some money, and you've got to go out and get some players. You know, we all said at the beginning of the year, they probably needed another pitcher or two in the bullpen. They probably needed a starter. They do that, you know, one more starter, maybe in one more bullpen or two more bullpen guys. Maybe they have 4 or 5 more wins, and we're in a different situation.
Yeah, definitely. But a lot of other things to talk about tonight. They had their #1 draft pick in here today. You probably won't see him up here for a while. Travis Swaggerty. A first-round draft pick, picked 10th overall a couple weeks ago. Seems like a good kid. Did you hear the interview? He does have some swag to him. I think his nickname is Swaggy T.
Yeah. Let's just how about let's hope that he can hit and field. Let's say, can he do that? And then we'll see. You know.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about baseball. You don't see these guys probably for 4 or 5, maybe 6 years, and you don't know.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, look at some of the guys they've drafted, and so. But we won't know for 5 years.
Yeah. Jung Ho Kang, he made a big step today. He's been optioned to AAA, been reinstated. He's been at AAA for about 4 games now, 15 plate appearances. He's batting .67. But I think this is a big step for him. And, you know, I guess if he does well, Paul, you might see him here in about a month, maybe a little bit more.
I would say less than that.
Less than that?
Less than that, yeah. But he started out like 1 for 18 or something. Did he get any hits today? I didn't see.
I didn't see today.
Yeah. I think he started out 1 for 17 or 1 for 18.
Yeah, he's batting .67.
So he's got to, you know. But I would say if he goes through a stretch where he has like a good week in a row, like, you know, 4, 5, 6 good games in a row, that might be enough for them to bring him up.
Yeah, he's been playing. He's been splitting time between short and third base. So what do you do with him? I guess you just kind of rotate him in between.
I think you bring him up. And you DFA Sean Rodriguez. Now, will they? Probably not, but that's what you do. You bring him up and you DFA Sean Rodriguez because now you've got a backup shortstop, so you have no excuse to have Sean Rodriguez on the roster. That is the only reason he's on the roster. That's the only reason I can tell whenever, you know, his defenders and the Hurdle and Huntington defenders want to tell you why well, they need a backup shortstop. Well, okay, good. Now you got one. Get him out of here.
Yeah, but isn't Josh Harrison a backup shortstop too? I know he's their second baseman, but he can play short.
Or even Frazier. I mean, the bottom line is you're not asking your backup shortstop to play more than once every 3 or 4 weeks anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know, this idea that you need to have Sean Rodriguez on the roster to spell Jordy Mercer. I mean, Jordy Mercer probably plays, I'd have to look it up, but he probably plays 20 out of 21 games or something. So
he plays a lot. So does Gregory Polanco.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second, too.
Again, he plays too much.
We're going to take a break. Back with some of your phone calls tonight. 412-575-2600 is the number. You can tweet us at Richie Walsh, at Paul Zeise. We'll be happy to answer anything you want to talk about tonight. So give us a call right back here on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.